I was just thinking, I think I remember hearing about that there was a bunch of people, the dreamers on this planet with all the money, the elitists. I don't even know if it's new money or old money. And might have been saying what they could do with land or a building, or they'd wish a building, the person that owned that building didn't own the building, or this, that, and the other. And this has happened over decades. That talk like that. They all these elitists would get together in maybe a conference or what, I don't know, or just whatever, and then they'd have dinner or what, I don't know how they'd talk about it. Then they say this, that, and the other, and not necessarily all elitists. It's not like everybody that has money would know about it. Some people are out there just. I'm talking about people who want to squeeze people out. Whatever. So, and then somehow it wrapped around the ears of this guy, this guy that runs China now, this Peng or whatever his name is. I don't know what his name is, but he he's big on business. He's like real economically, or he was, or that's what I heard of him, that he was economically, uh, you know, out and out. You know, he I don't know how to put it, but anyway, he was like really an economic whiz or something like that. And and I think that's the reason he got elected, because he proved ways, or he might have manipulated stuff or said stuff that was going to happen because he knew how this whatever, not necessarily markets, but how business goes. Or he might have known that business would flux one way at a certain point, and these people wasn't thinking on the little side. They was just thinking maybe what they read, and he was going off of like instinct. So anyway, so he catches wind of all these people wanting wanting to make money off of business and land and property and stuff, and they're thinking, well, there's only one way to do it, is these people have to be run out of bit, make it so they can't make any money. And then they found out that, well, the only way they could do that, you have to basically, the planet was so linked that the only way you could do that is to close down the planet. Well, after years and decades, possibly, you know 3, 4, 5 decades of talking this around, throwing this around, that they came up with a worldwide pandemic. And now they might have been a couple of these pandemics might have been practice runs, or they might have thought that they had it and didn't, because a world war, you're still going to have sides, and it's going to basically make business, not hurt business. So what they had to do, instead of making it, because he was all for business, this Ping, and he said, he probably volunteered. He said, well, you can all blame me for this, because if you do it, if you did it for any other way, they could blame them as being an enemy. China's an enemy, communists and this and that. And if anybody else, the virus broke from anybody else, that it would make anybody else look like it was for business or whatever it was. But this way, it makes it look like an enemy for an Axis, Axis and ally and stuff like that. So that's the reason China decided to do it. Now, whether they're making, they're probably making money on it. I don't know. I don't know what kind of money they make on it. But they're back in business, and they sell to everybody. Even if they don't sell to the U.S., they're selling to the rest of the planet. So that's what I'm thinking is going on. Is this? I think this is a big giant. I don't think this was accidental. I don't think this was an attack. It's made to look like an attack. It wasn't even made to look like an attack, because they're hands off. It's not us. It was like came from a monkey or a armadillo or whatever, or a bandit. I can't remember. Armored, whatever it was, armored anteater, pendulum, or whatever they call them. So that's what I'm thinking this is. I think this is a planned economic downturn for the planet, for select, not even, I don't even know if it's select, it might just be a group of people that were wanting other people's stuff. And it's been planned for a long time, and it's, everybody's going to think, oh, it's, and the lower downs, like governments, there might be one or two people in government that knows about it, but they wouldn't open their mouth. They'd be somebody you wouldn't know about. And kind of like people who claim the Democrats. No, they might have pulled some strings because something else they caught wind of. Not necessarily this, but they caught wind of something else, and which caused them to do something. And all these things fall into place, and all these people fall into place for all this stuff to come together. And that's basically what happened is because all those viruses and ricin and all that other stuff came out of China. And who's to say that that stuff wasn't put into place to try to activate this worldwide global pandemic so that all these people could claim property? Now, you're not seeing it, except that, you're not hearing about it, but I've heard a lot of businesses closing. You think like, wow, that business closed, this business. You thought they'd be in it for the long run, but somebody's buying them. And nobody's investigated, like buildings, in certain cities. This all over the world. I'm not just talking about the States. I'm talking the whole freaking world. And what club or what community or who these elitists are, I don't know. I'm just speculating. It just sounds too doable. And I don't put it past anybody, because the lowest person will do it. Will stab somebody in the back. So a hype. We're saying everybody's saying it's the dog eat dog world, and it's backstabbing in business and all that. Yeah, that's what I'm at.